TopaV get the upset.
And I think this will be very interesting to see how they decide to balance out their pre-bans here. Obviously, Yunhong is likely pre-banned at some point, but drmzjoseph actually opting not to take out the Yunhong. Earlier, we noted in a match here that it's Hathor, Ganny, or Yunhong. Ganny is oftentimes the engine behind Yunhong Ganny comp, so taking out that Ganny is actually a very wise move. I think Topa's going to take that Hathor first, and Joseph's going to take that Sierra, and then actually opts right away for the Josephine so early.
We saw a lot of Josephine play coming out of drmzjoseph. It worked well for him, not so well up against Trakamu. We'll see how it plays into this one going up against TopaV.
We'll see how it plays indeed. I think it's a little early for a Josephine drop, and we also know that Josephine's a little light on damage here. TopaV going with that Vanessa, does not want to give up turn one, and of course that Yunhong, very standard pick here.
Yep, there's that Veladriel I was talking about in Vigor being drafted by drmzjoseph.
And so at this point here, drmzjoseph kind of taking like a comp that sits in the middle in terms of speed, 270, 280 range here. Very wide open to units like Daphnis, very open to units like Barbara. So we'll see. We'll look to see Topa probably take a more aggressive line here, probably threaten a turn one kill to drmzjoseph.
Yep, we'll see. TopaV looking to wrap up his draft, possibly bring a little bit more damage, a little bit more aggression to the table. There's not a ton of aggression coming out of drmzjoseph's side of the field.
I know he doesn't have a Gemini, but I'd love to see a Gemini Water Monkey or a Gemini Daphnis that would instantly win the game. Gemini Daphnis hits the table, and that instantly wins the game because all TopaV needs to do is ban out that last unit, have Gemini go off, and you have either a Daphnis kill or a Hathor, and that's game over, and TopaV has this by draft. drmzjoseph needs to pray to RNGs because he needs that 15% resist, otherwise he's done.
Well, drmzjoseph looking to respond after seeing the Gemini Daphnis from TopaV. One last pick here. drmzjoseph's going to be dropping in a Vertiheel.
That Vertiheel is likely the ban here. It's probably a triple revenge Vert. Doesn't matter. drmzjoseph is so outdrafted here. TopaV with the brilliant picks of that Gemini Daphnis. So much threat. Vertiheel not the ban here, so TopaV might not be able to get defense breaks off the bat, which may come into play if that's a triple revenge Verd.
Well, here we go, guys. drmzjoseph, TopaV, round one between the two of them. Is TopaV going to get the control here, or can drmzjoseph show that experience?
This will be an interesting one to see here.
And here we go. We have Gemini taking first turn, looking for a full team strip defense break. Does not get the strip defense break onto the Vela. Skill 2 from Vigor comes out into the additional turn.
Super unlucky. Does get a revenge proc from that Vertiheel, as we talked about. So surprised to see that not banned here, and of course that's going to cost TopaV that Gemini.
Yeah, it is. Well, Vertiheel gets the turn there, dropping that Gemini. Gemini gets revived back with that Vanessa passive. Bomb is going to be coming out on top of the Gemini. drmzjoseph wants to remove this unit from the field.
drmzjoseph is going to remove that unit from the field here. TopaV does have strips from Yunhong into that Hathor, but at the same time, drmzjoseph has full immunity.
There's the additional turn coming out from CR as well. She's going to bomb up next turn as well. We might be seeing a charge vitality boosting up that Hathor one more time. I don't know. We see the skill 2 getting the immunity strip on top of Vela, though.
Yeah, TopaV does need to establish control, does need to find a way to get that skill 3 from that Hathor up, so that's exactly what he's going to be looking for.
Yep, gets that defense break sitting on top of Veladriel. Can't capitalize off that damage just yet. Bomb does not land on top of Yunhong. Cycles a little bit of skill and damage onto Yunhong. You can see the focus right now for drmzjoseph's trying to eliminate Yunhong from the field. Daily Promise coming out from TopaV to put everybody to sleep. Does not get the sleep on top of Vela.
Does not get the sleep on top of Vela, but Vela does not have cooldowns up yet. You see the immunity on the Vertiheel, so TopaV just need to pump damage into that Veladriel.
Here we go, defense broken. Veladriel. Can TopaV get the additional turns that he really, really needs right now? The Vertiheel looking to pump more damage on top of Yunhong. Vanessa trying to drop that Vela. Gets the additional turn here. Drops that Vela.
Huge proc, takes out that Vela, and again, drmzjoseph team is sleeping.
Well, there's the additional turn coming out of CR. CR is able to cycle a little bit of damage, bomb, and detonate next turn for drmzjoseph. We're going to see a skill 2 coming out of TopaV.
Gonna look to aim that onto the CR and look to control this game from here.
Chooses to go for the attack break onto CR to make sure that bomb damage is going to be cut down.
Decides to cut down that bomb damage, but at the same time, there's a chance here that the Sierra does pop off. Not sure about the choice of not using skill 2.
Oh, another RNG resist coming out of Yunhong. Looking for a defense break on the CR. Does not violent proc to get the additional turn.
The TopaV demonstrating excellent foresight, knowing that he was going to resist that bomb here, is going to slowly be able to establish control.
Hathor, oh, with the additional turn coming out of Yan Hong. Hathor able to put that Vigor down with the skill too. We can see Charge Vitality going out, gets the kill on top of CR and the additional turn. Once again, taking advantage of this defense break. Sitting on top of Vigor, Yan Hong drops that Vigor. Looking so good for TopaV in round one against drmzjoseph.
What a game here at TopaV with the foresight to know exactly what units would proc and exactly what units would resist, and was able to play accordingly. But all jokes aside, I was surprised he didn't sleep that Sierra, knowing that skills were up. I mean, if a unit got bombed, that Vanessa passive is down and he would lose the game. Maybe he felt like he needed to play that greedy in order to win. Whatever it was, he was able to sneak on by and win that. But that was an interesting choice of plays there.
It's a great example of how RNG is a cruel mistress.
It depends on which player you are. It can be great. RNG can be great, or it can be terrible. And in this case for TopaV, it was great. drmzjoseph probably throwing his phone out the window if that was his last match.
Possibly. That's how you break a device.
That's how you break a device, exactly. So here we're going to see drmzjoseph likely going to be pre-banning either that Hathor or that Yan Hong here, not able to take out that Ganymede. TopaV does need a balance around that. We're going to see that Hathor pre-ban from Topa.
Yep, there's the Hathor and Yan Hong getting pre-banned. drmzjoseph with the first pick, possibly taking that CR, maybe even going for a Ganny against TopaV.
Definitely see either Ganny, but also could be a Fran. I think drmzjoseph tends to like his Fran more, so he does take that Fran. Topa is likely going to take that Sierra, Ganymede, or maybe even an Okeanos early on. But I do think that because TopaV has two different speed leads, he may not favor the Sierra. It really depends on the player, but Sierra, Ganny are usual picks into this situation.
Going with a Sierra Vigor. Vigor being a unit drmzjoseph likes to draft as well, taking that unit away from him.
Interesting choice of that Sierra Vigor. That's not exactly strong into a Savannah if drmzjoseph has it. drmzjoseph going for a Masha. Interesting choice here.
Vanessa Masha coming out for drmzjoseph. A little bit more aggressive this time around. TopaV looking to respond after seeing two fire units.
I think drmzjoseph is setting up for a Veloduel later here, but it's a little odd to take that Masha into a Vigor, but at the same time he does have Fran. A little odd here. I think TopaV can double down with water. I know he doesn't have a chilling or anything like that, but a chilling or some sort of a water monkey would be very fun. Daphnis is great here. Ileana's also allows him to kind of have a little bit more survivability and manipulation in his comp.
drmzjoseph bringing out that Water Druid and a second Beast Rider for him.
I actually really like this Water Druid pick here. We know that drmzjoseph tends to run a tankier Vanessa, so it should survive the Daphnis skill 3, and if it does so, Abellio would be able to pick up this Vanessa here. So great pick from drmzjoseph's side.
TopaV with one last pick here, really thinking about it, taking up his time. The Abellio and the Savannah wrapping up drmzjoseph's draft.
I would like to see some more control from TopaV, either likely an Okeanos or a Chiwu. Both would be decent picks. He doesn't have a Chiwu, so maybe an Okeanos, but at the same time goes with the Rika, so he's signaling to us that the Fran is the likely ban here.
Exactly. You don't draft that Rika saying you're not going to be banning out the immunity.
At the same time, TopaV also doesn't have very many strips on his side, so this is very clearly a ban on the Fran, and TopaV is going to be able to tee off on drmzjoseph team with that Sierra, with that Daphnis, if he's able to get these units off.
And exactly so. Rika and Fran are going to be the ban. Speed leads for both players. 33 speed lead coming out for drmzjoseph. drmzjoseph needs to win this match to stay in it. Or can TopaV get the 2-0 on drmzjoseph? Let's find out together, guys, as we go in to this match here. drmzjoseph with first turn. Savannah looking to defense break. Anybody gets that defense break on top of the CR, but Daphne is going to be cutting in here.
Daphnis going to be cutting in, but we'll see if it actually is able to kill a unit here. Decides to go after the Masha.
Goes after the Masha to knock this thing off the beast. Gets a defense break. Does so. Knocks it off the beast.
Great choice here, but at the same time does proc that Abellio's passive, so Abellio's going to be able to boost the team up. So Masha will be going next here. We may see a Sierra go down.
Yep, there's the boost coming out of Abellio with the additional turn as well, possibly looking for a stun.
Yeah, and again here, I do like that play by drmzjoseph with that Abellio pick. Very strong pick here. Masha's probably going to do enough damage to take out Sierra.
Yep, you can see the revenge on CR, but Masha doesn't care about that revenge. Finishing off that CR with Masha.
Yeah, exactly. That's too much damage in the Sierra here, and at this point here, drmzjoseph's taking out one unit. It's going to take out another. There's nothing this Vigor can do. Vigor and Ileana have not taken turns yet. That's the advantage of speed in your draft.
Definitely is. You can see the shield and immunity coming out from this Ileana. We may see a skill too. Goes for the shred instead onto Vanessa. Moves need to be made for TopaV.
Exactly. TopaV needs to make some moves here, but that's not being made.
Yep, there it is. Finishing off that daftness, looking very, very good for drmzjoseph. TopaV does not have the damage to continue.
TopaV definitely not. Definitely not enough procs here. Does not have 3 sets of Violent here. It's not enough to take out drmzjoseph's units.
Yep, drmzjoseph showing why he was the 2018 champion and why he deserves to stay in this match.
Yeah, drmzjoseph here is just slowly taking his time. TopaV is also taking his time as well, thinking about how he wants to draft in that last one. The next match will be for elimination. It's going to be for a spot in America's Cup, so TopaV definitely, as an experienced tournament player, knows how to take his time and think about the next match.
Yep, Vanessa able to shake off that defense break. It's not going to matter too much, but you can see the shields and immunity coming up. Additional turn with the Ileana. Ileana possibly boosting itself up just to keep those stats up, choosing to go for the glancing on top of Savannah.
Yeah, and there is a fringe chance, but again, at the same time, he did not land defense break on that Vanessa. So Vanessa's still alive here, so very unfortunate. So TopaV still needs a cycle, needs to proc a million times, looking a little dicey.
Yep, well, Vanessa's going to be getting those procs here. That's just too much damage on top of Vigor. It's not going to be enough here. You can see Ileana boosting herself up, looking to drop Vanessa. Does so. Skill 2 coming out, a little bit of sustain for TopaV.
Yeah, TopaV needs his opponent literally to never crit again for the rest of the game, but that's not happening at the moment.
Yep, Savannah with the full strip on top of Vigor, looking terrible for TopaV. Savannah looking to finish off here. Gets the defense break on top of Vigor as well, and Abelio with the damage to finish off the Vigor. And there you have it. drmzjoseph responds, taking round 2 away from TopaV. We're going into a game 3.
Very great draft from drmzjoseph, able to assert dominance with that early fast team and also that Belio. We have not seen a Water Druid yet, and that's a very good counter into that Daphnis. Meant that TopaV couldn't really nuke out that Vanessa freely because usually Daphnis does not take out Vanessa. And if you let that Vanessa go to maybe about 10% health and it doesn't die, and a Belio picks it up, you instantly lose the game. So great picks from drmzjoseph's side. We'll see if TopaV can counter appropriately here.
We're gonna find out as we go in to game number 2 with game number 3 with TopaV and drmzjoseph. Part of me thinks maybe he should have gave it a shot trying to drop that Vanessa. You are right, because if he doesn't kill the Vanessa, maybe resistant on the defense break, it would have been over right there.
True. As a unit owner, you probably know how much damage a unit does, and he also knows that drmzjoseph is not going to run a squishy Vanessa. So at this point, I think TopaV made the right choice there. It was a tough choice to make, but just unfortunate he picked that Vigor so early. He wasn't fast in the draft here, and ultimately, just lost units off the bat.
Well, we've got new pre-bans going out. Josephine being pre-banned by TopaV, knowing drmzjoseph drafts that Josephine a whole lot, and as a counter up against his Hathor. So we're going to be seeing a Hathor coming out from TopaV, and Ganymede being pre-banned by drmzjoseph.
And we saw that no change from drmzjoseph from game 1 here. drmzjoseph going for the Vanessa over Ciara pick. Interesting choice here. TopaV should counter with some sort of a Yunhong X. Don't know what that unit, it might be a Yunhong Vigor. I know that TopaV's really been favoring his Vigor here. And of course with Yunhong being able to boost units back and forth, that's a lot of control he has. I think TopaV is probably thinking about a Verd later on in the game. So drmzjoseph probably needs to make picks right now to make that Verd not a great pick, because drmzjoseph's team is very weak to Verd.
Old double Beast Riders coming up for drmzjoseph, showing that these units are still strong and viable.
Double Beast Riders indeed, and drmzjoseph is going to be able to have a very fast team. TopaV going with that Ileana and Veligil, so double immunity off the bat here. Enough damage because there's a defense break coming out from that Vigor. There's also skill 2 coming out from Veligil. So overall, very solid draft from TopaV.
drmzjoseph looking at a Diana, knowing that TopaV has a Vigor on the field with that anti-crit.
And I think TopaV is probably going to ban out that Diana here, just knowing that the other Beast Riders don't exactly do much when you have immunity up. And TopaV is just going to look to outcycle his opponent, have that speed buff, and just wear drmzjoseph down.
Well, resistance lead for TopaV, 33 speed lead for drmzjoseph. Are the Beast Riders going to be enough? Is it going to bring too much damage for TopaV, or can TopaV get the control to win this game 3? drmzjoseph with first turn with Savannah.
And if drmzjoseph does not capitalize and can't take a unit out, this could be the end. But so far he's stripped, so this looks like he has a chance to do so.
Attack buff Masha looking to pummel massive damage into the Yunhong. Yunhong stays alive and handles that very well.
And that's resist lead at work. Not able to take out that Yunhong.
Yunhong was hoping for that strap on top of Vanessa, not getting it here. Maybe should have charged Vitality up because Vanessa got the defense break and no additional turn.
Very lucky there. If that Vanessa had proc, that'd be the end of Yan Hong here. TopaV being a little greedy, not using Charge Vitality here, but does not matter. He's able to start stabilizing, and he's going to look to start slowly work down this Vanessa.
Yep, you can see Ileana getting shields and immunity up, not boosting up that Ileana to get that the Charge Vitality out, choosing not to, looking to pull more damage into this Vanessa.
Yeah, TopaV really taking his time here. At the same time, drmzjoseph doesn't really have a strip. There's a 2-turn invincibility on Yan Hong's side, so TopaV can kind of just pick his moment to use that Charge Vitality.
Looks like he boosts up that Vigor. Vigor trying to pull more damage into the Vanessa. Veladril finally using that skill 3. Possible Charge Vitality coming out.
Yeah, and TopaV here at this point can just cycle cooldowns over and over here, choosing to be very patient. Now has to use Charge Vitality because he's gonna lose that invincibility. So kind of an unlucky proc by TopaV.
But what unit does he want to boost up with? He does boost up that Ileana. Ileana's gonna be bringing that invincibility right back.
So we just saw a lot of back and forth. TopaV just playing the game of Summoner's War as if there's only one player on the field here, slowly whittling down this Vanessa. Lots of control. Not much drmzjoseph can do but watch.
Yep, this is exactly how TopaV likes to play. He's putting on a masterclass right now with the kind of control TopaV can play.
Yeah, and of course, TopaV is going to slowly work units down, decides to go after the defense breaker, goes after the Savannah here, does land that defense break on Yan Hong.
Does land that defense break onto Yan Hong. Masha primed and ready to take advantage of that defense break.
But unfortunately not enough damage, but there's another hit.
And there it is. These Beast Riders so fast. Savannah was able to cut and eliminate that Yan Hong.
So TopaV needs to even this out, needs to dismount both Beast Riders because that's a lot of damage and skills coming out.
That is a lot of damage. Like we said, these Beast Riders are so powerful. They're so fast. They can put so much damage onto this field. And you can see Masha putting in work on top of this Veladril.
If I'm TopaV, I'm looking for my opening, looking to see what Vigor can defense break here. Might need to go after that Fran to take away healing, but decides to go after that Masha. Decides he wants to remove its ability to defense break and slowly wear down his team.
Oof, there's the big strip onto Ileana. Ileana did not take that very well. Chooses to boost up that Veladril, getting the additional turn here. Looking to apply glancing on top of Masha and does not get the glancing.
Very big miss on the glancing, but also very big proc there because there is invincibility up on the next turn.
There's another additional turn coming out of Veladril. We might see this Masha drop and gets the drop on Masha.
But of course, there's 2 attack buff Beast Riders here, so that's a lot of damage coming out.
A lot of damage coming. Oh, in Ileana's direction. Masha gets the additional turn. Gonna drop this Ileana here. Chooses to go after the Veladril. And Savannah drops Ileana. Not looking good for TopaV. TopaV does drop that Masha.
Not looking good for TopaV at all. This Veladril is the only way to take out Savannah here. Needs to do so now, but at the same time, Savannah moves in front of Vigor.
That's right. Chooses to hold on to that skill too, trying to get a defense break in front of it.
Actually, TopaV very lucky not to get crit on. There is a chance that TopaV is able to come back here.
Yep, there's the Sanctuary. Savannah looking to get the strip on top of Veladril. Vigor needs an additional turn. Might go for a defense break.
Definitely needs additional turn, does not get the additional turn. Savannah is moving in front of Vigor here.
And Fran with the sustain, with the procs. We need any kind of damage to go onto this Savannah, or else drmzjoseph's going to be taking this victory.
Yeah, this looks a little dicey. Needs a proc on this Vigor right now because that Veladril is looking very low.
Definitely is looking very, very low. Veladril might be dropping here. Once again, another additional turn coming out of this Fran. Savannah bringing exactly what it didn't need to drop this Vela. Vela's staying alive. Additional turns coming out. Veladril going to be pummeling more damage towards the Savannah.
Wow. And TopaV able to keep the Veladril up. Veladril needs to avoid being crit here. He does have that anti-crit here.
But Savannah does not care. Eliminating Veladril from the field. Vigor, a lonely Vigor, is not going to be enough to stop this Savannah.
Oh, that's highly unfortunate for TopaV. Vigor needs to take out the Savannah, but that's a little tough. It's water going into wind looks very tough for TopaV.
That's right. He's lucky he got that defense break sitting on top of Savannah. I just don't know it's going to be enough here. Fran getting so many additional turns throughout this entire game. Lots of sustain for drmzjoseph.
Lots of sustain, lots of everything here, and that Vigor is going down.
There you have it. drmzjoseph taking round 3 away from TopaV and eliminating him from this year's SWC America's Cup.
Wow, what a tough game for TopaV there. I mean, that Yan Hong, there was a moment in which Yan Hong procced a little much, lost that immunity, and then got sniped out. drmzjoseph doing a very good job of balancing attack bars. At the same time, at the end there, TopaV just didn't really get any procs until the very end when it didn't really